other thing with this 5-speed gearbox, of course, you have 3,000 at 60, roughly 58 miles an hour, 58 miles per hour, 3,000 RPMs, maybe 59 to 3,000. So it's quite pleasant. And if you're off the gas with this twin tip muffler, it's not insanely loud. It's actually, you can have a nice conversation. It's quiet. When you get on the gas, of course, you can amp up the decibels of the exhaust. But the 5-speed is really dreamy, because if you have someone in the family who maybe didn't grow up with these cars and is intimidated by a non-synchro first gear, the 5-speed is infinitely user-friendly. It's very easy to use. It doesn't fight or grind or crunch or do any of the things a 65-year-old gearbox can do. It's newly rebuilt. We have multiple 5-speed options available, so if you like that sort of thing, you can call us. We can talk to you about adding a 5-speed to your own car or to one of our other cars for sale. But this is the Ford 5-speed, and it's a really nice, very stout gearbox. It was built for a bigger car, so I don't know if it's indestructible, but it's certainly very durable. And in this application, it should really last the life of the car. These gauges also are primo and a delight. You know, this is the GPS receiver picking up a satellite for our speed, so we know we get accurate speed, which is very rare in an old English car. And they don't break. So we've fixed a lot of speedometers and tachometers over the years. It's a definite weak point on the original design. So these new gauges that we make are really a delight. They're durable, they're reliable, and they're also really nice and bright at night. We have LED headlights. I don't know if you can see them reflecting in the back of this truck in front of us, but there's also a nice blue indicator here on the tack to tell us that we have the high beams on. And of course, if you're unfamiliar just where we have traffic, this is side lights and off for headlights, side lights, headlights. Turn signals are here, indicators here, left and right. This is the heater fan. We have a modern pull switch in here. Most of these recirculate, quote unquote, cables have failed, or the switches have failed by now. So we've upgraded this, and this is just for decoration, although the squirters are out there. They're just not pumping any fluid. And air horn I showed you. This is a larger rear view mirror. Makes it a little bit easier to see who's behind you. I think that the most special thing about this car really is I love this interior. It's one of the best ones we've built. It's wool carpeting, square weave wool, like what you'd find in a 356. And then we've selected two different hides. One hide for the panels, the dashboard and the cockpit trim, and then a different hide for the seats. We didn't want the seats to be too loud, so it's also a really nice, slightly distressed hide. And then we custom color match the piping that we sewed, and the thread is also to match this sage color, which is like a putty gray sage green. So a very unusual, one-of-a-kind color scheme to make this car that much more special. And that was very deliberate on our part, to build something you're not going to ever see anywhere else, and so that you could have a really premium tribute to a car that so many people love, and a car that touched so many people when they were younger. in a lot of these videos about how much fun you can have at a much more reasonable speed. And I always appreciate that about the fact that these cars give you a massive amount of pleasure on a very low speed drive. Most modern cars just are so muted and insulated that you have to go so fast to challenge them. This car and all of these old English cars, you know, even if you never go above 40, you can just have so much fun. Also very easy to drive well. They're very unintimidating cars. They're simple. They tend to understeer, and then you can induce oversteer. It's very predictable, no bad habits. Of course, until you start messing with them and make them too stiff, then you can have somewhat surprising oversteer, which is one of the other reasons why I dislike some of these race rear suspension products that make the back end so stiff that you no longer have an easy to drive platform. It's fine for racing, but most of our customers are done with their racing days and they just want a fun car to go throw around. So we have to be careful we don't overdo it. And the disc brakes in the back of this car, another wonderful attribute. The originals, of course, came with drum brakes in the back, but with these rear discs, you get consistent braking. It's not that you end up with this dramatically transformed braking performance. It's not like suddenly it stops like a 911. What's important about the rear disc is that you can count on them to be the same every time. And that's really a problem with the drums. When we put in new brake shoes on the drum brake, we're not getting a full contact patch. In the old days, people used to carve the radius of the shoe to get it to mate with the drum, but we don't have that luxury, so we're waiting for the two to mate, and the contact patch on the drum is very small with new shoes. And it improves as they wear in, but right about that time that they wear in, you end up having either an axle or a rear wheel cylinder leak hydraulic fluid, or axle leaks oil, and so the shoes are often getting oiled, and you lose your rear brakes altogether. So it's common for people to send us a Bugeye with 4 drum brakes, front drum brakes. This one, of course, has front discs also upgraded, but the stock one was 4 drum brakes. It's common for people to send us a car and say, these brakes are horrible. And oftentimes we'll take apart the rears and the shoes will just be soaking wet. So it's basically 2-wheel brakes, 2-wheel front drums on a lot of these cars. So discs are really a great attribute. I guess everybody knows that, but there's no downside other than the cost of adding them. They just work great every time. They self-adjust, and the pedal distance stays uniform. So they're just, it's no accident that every car that you see, every other car other than us, would come new with disc brakes, right? It's just so much better design. So it's a great upgrade. And that's what we have today, Mr. Sage. These are beautifully powder-coated pieces. This thing is just really elegant. Thank you for driving with me today.